This podcast is intended for informational purposes only and should not be considered or interpreted as legal or professional advice.
Welcome to another episode of Mika Minutes. I'm your host, Mika Domingo. In my last episode, I introduced you to probate and went over some commonly used terms. In this episode, I'm going to talk about how you initiate the probate process. You will need 3 documents to initiate, or sometimes 4, for those courts who require the filing of a notice of hearing along with the other 3 documents: the petition for probate, the duties and liabilities of personal representative, and the letters of appointment. The person who wants to be the personal representative must file a petition for probate with the court. If the decedent died testate, the petition is filed with a copy of the will and any costs. If the decedent died intestate, the petition is filed by itself. Of course, that petition is filed along with the duties and liabilities of a personal representative. And in some courts, the notice of hearing. Once this petition is filed, the court will schedule a hearing for the probate matter. The proposed personal representative will need to provide notice of the probate hearing to the persons entitled to receive notice, including any beneficiaries named in the will and or heirs if there is no will. Once the personal representative is appointed, they will need to marshal the assets subject to probate. An inventory and appraisal listing the properties gets submitted to the court-appointed probate referee for valuation and then filed. The assets subject to probate are generally sold and the proceeds are deposited into an estate account for distribution to the heirs once the petition for first and final is filed, heard at a hearing, and the judge signs the order. Assets that are designated to beneficiaries in a will get distributed once the petition for first and final distribution is granted. Once everything has been distributed and receipts have been signed by the beneficiaries and or heirs, a petition for first and final discharge is filed and the personal representative is relieved of their duties. Stay tuned for my next episode of Mika Minutes, where I will discuss alternatives to probate.